I was thinking, life can get a little boring sometimes. Doing the same old things week after week gets a little dull, don't you think? It's good to change things up a bit now and then. Keep things fresh and exciting. No, no, I'm not talking about that. Well, maybe no, no. Let's move on, shall we? This week we're going to discuss a show named Citadel. Just came out on Prime. Season has not been complete yet. They're only 2 episodes in. So let's get your mind out of the gutter and dive right into this. Now, like I said, Citadel debuted its first 2 episodes this weekend on Prime. Now, Prime has really been pushing new content, trying to develop its own foothold into the streaming business. However, much like Netflix and Disney Plus, it's been a bit of a mixed bag recently. Some shows, like Reacher and The Terminal List, have been very successful. Others, like Wheel of Time, well, kind of been lukewarm receptions. In fact, while critics seem to like it, the fans of the IP, they're not really into it. And then there's Ring of Power, the billion-dollar show that Amazon put out in September, based off of the Lord of the Rings novels by Tolkien. Boy, seems like a bit of a disaster. Several years in the making, so much money. I don't know anybody who liked it. In fact, most people hate it. Well, of course, critics liked it because, well, they seem to like things that we don't. But for the rest of us, especially the Tolkien fans, no, no, no. But again, it's Amazon. What is $1 million in losses to them? The money doesn't stop coming in as long as you keep ordering your Prime items and keep your Prime memberships going. Now, Citadel is a completely original story. It's not based on a book or a movie. It's new. And Amazon, well, like they are prone to do, they just threw money at this thing. Had a production budget of $300 million for 6 episodes, making it one of the most expensive TV shows in history. So what is this show about? Well, we'll do a little plot summary without spoiling too much. In the first 2 episodes, we learn that Citadel is an independent spy agency not beholden to any government, and they are tasked with upholding the safety and security of all people. Our story follows Citadel agents Mason Kane, paid by Richard Madden, and Nadia Sin, paid by Priyanka Jones. It also features Stanley Tucci playing Citadel operative Ben Orlick and Leslie Mansville playing Dahlia Archer, who we don't exactly know her motivations at this point, but is clear that she is the chief antagonist. So we right away see that it's a pretty impressive cast. Madden is known for his portrayal of Robb Stark in Game of Thrones. Jones is one of India's most well-known actresses and also one of their most highest paid, and she has an extensive list of credits dating back to 2002. Stanley Tucci, he's a personal favorite of mine. He's been acting since '82. His credits are also too numerous to mention. He also has won Emmy Awards, Golden Globe Awards, Screen Actors Guild Awards, just to name a few. He's even been nominated for an Academy Award, a BAFTA, and a Tony. Mansville also is a veteran actress whose credits date back to '72 and who fans of the show The Crown will recognize for her portrayal as Princess Margaret. So if you do a little research into the production of Citadel, you see that it's been a bit of a rough patch. The initial creative team had to be replaced by Joe and Anthony Russo. Now, the Russo brothers are best known for their work in Marvel Stage 3. You remember when Marvel was actually good. They did Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, Two films that have made more than $5 billion. This change of production has led to significant reshooting of the series and ballooned the initial budget of $170 million all the way up to the $300 million cost. But again, in Marvel money, that's the equivalent of like $100 for you and I. So what about these first two episodes? Are they any good? Well, somewhat. The acting is great. Tucci and Mansfield, they give excellent performances with the limited screen time they get. Madden and Jones give solid performances as the two leads. Some of the fight sequences are really well done, especially Jones. And there is a decent amount of action crammed into the first two 40-minute episodes. But the plot is very generic so far. Very typical hero/spy thriller stuff. They even use the old Amnesia storyline. We've probably seen this 1,000 times. So you basically have your good spy agency versus bad spy agency plotline with, of course, the state of the world hanging in the balance. Not very original. What this looks like to me is a very expensive show filled with quality actors and actresses and a very basic, generic, vanilla storyline. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because it could work in the right hands. I mean, look at John Wick. That started out as a story about a guy whose dog was killed. Basic revenge stuff. And it exploded into a massively successful series of films. And Amazon has high hopes for this. They are going to spin this into an entire new universe. It's already been renewed for a second season. There are going to be several spin-offs. I'm just not sure if it's going to work. I get the suspicion that at the end of the first season, we're going to look back and say, oh, well, that was pretty good. But the story was mid. And I may watch the second season, but I may not. And boy, that would be a disaster for Amazon, especially coming off the heels of the entire Ring of Power fiasco. What Amazon wants is for this to be something that people talk about on Mondays, like they did with Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, or if you go back further to HBO's Sopranos or Netflix Stranger Things. I don't know if we're going to get that. So I'll keep watching. And as for you, dear viewer, I would say if you have nothing else to do and you have an hour and a half to kill, and you like spy stories, and you like seeing sexy people fight, then yeah, check it out. Just keep your expectations in check. I will definitely be revisiting this after the first season ends. You can believe that. And as always, if you like what you heard, click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you did not like what you heard, well, it's too late. You already listened. All right, everybody have a good week, and I'll see you soon.